Hello and welcome to Pause of Zoom's Spoilercast for Uncharted 4. I'm your host Alex. I'm here with none other than our local platinum hunter, Craig Shields. Hey there, Craig.
Called Indiana Jones. Yeah, no, I'm good. You?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you, mate. I'm good. So let's dive right on into it then. So, Uncharted 4, we both finished it now. It's time to spoil everything.
Yeah, Sully was a robot.
Yeah, who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
I think it's probably best to say to anyone who's listening that if you have somehow stumbled upon this and have not completed Uncharted 4, just don't listen to us at all.
Yeah.
Unless you want us to spoil the entire thing for you.
Yeah.
So turn off now. If not, stay.
Yeah. But in the meantime, so you've reviewed it, Craig. You gave Uncharted 4 a 4 out of 5.
Yep, I did.
Talk to me.
I feel like everyone, especially like you guys and everyone who knows me, will probably expect me to give it a 5 out of 5. And a lot of the review sites and critics saying it's the best Uncharted that they've ever made, blah blah blah. But I don't think it is. I don't think it lives up to Uncharted 2 or 3. I think mainly because the pacing in Uncharted 4 is totally off.
Yeah.
It's very slow and it can be cumbersome at times. I think the overall story is the best one, but I think if you're talking about a game as a package, which rolls in gameplay and story, I don't think it's the best one overall.
Yeah, and we spoke about it the other day, and you brought up you mentioned a few small things that I didn't really notice. Like I was at about chapter 13 at this point. And the more I played on, the more these little kind of bits sort of started to nag at me. Like when it continually happened and stuff like that. And there was just little bits that kind of held it back from being, 5 out of 5, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we should stop this podcast and move a box.
Yeah.
Just like you do in Uncharted 4 in 5 minutes. I mean, that's something that they had in The Last of Us as well, where you would be moving items to jump up. But it wasn't as regular as in Uncharted 4.
It just felt like my biggest problem with that was it felt really unnatural in some places, and it was the exact same box every time. It wasn't like they found a set of drawers or a sofa or something different. No, it was the same box every single time.
Yeah, the one that got me the most was in the underground cave in Scotland where no one's been in for hundreds of years, yet there's a wooden crate there with wheels and metal locks onto it. That was a bit silly, but it baffles me because there were some bits where the attention to detail was unreal. There was a moment where you're going towards the end of the game where you're in the second in charge pirate's name. I can't remember his name. I think it was Tom something. Oh yeah.
But you're in his house and it's the dinner table where all the skeletons. You see all the skeletons of all the old captains.
That is one of the best moments.
And there was a bit where you pick up a piece of paper and you read the note as you do in Uncharted and you put it in your diary. Yeah. And then when I looked down, you could just see this patch of clear table where you had picked it up and there was because it was obviously very dusty where it had been there for hundreds of years. And that little bit, I was just wow, that was so cool.
That dinner scene moment is, I think, one of the greatest parts of that game.
Yeah.
Just walking in and, you've been chasing this band of pirates for God knows how long, 15 hours at that point, and then they're all there. Yeah. Well, almost all of them, and all dead.
Two. Yeah.
And I know that sort of the way the story is told, it's Elena, isn't it, that's with you at that point? Elena and Drake, describe what's happened. But as soon as you walk into the room, the way the table's set, the way that their hands are wrapped around these glasses, you know what's happened. Yeah. And that's great storytelling.
It's been a Game of Thrones moment right there. Some people got massacred.
Yeah, exactly. Some shit went down, as people like to say. But yeah, the attention to detail thing, I mean, Naughty Dog are experts really now. I mean, I don't know how they keep doing things like that over and over. I mean, even the sliding sections in Scotland, I'm not sure about everywhere else in Scotland, but if you shoot the individual rocks on the sliding section, it causes a few of them to slide down. And it's just little things like that they just take things to a different level.
Yeah, it does.
In The Last of Us, it was small things like Joel or Ellie just kind of touching a wall to keep their balance as they walk past.
Yeah, you notice a lot more of that as well. When you're going under caves and stuff, and Nathan will put his hand above his head and stuff like that.
Yeah, and it's that attention to detail where they started it in The Last of Us, Uncharted 3, and that's gone into different games as well. And I think you'll see the same again moving forward.
Yeah.
With developers picking up on that and being like, oh, we can do that.
Yeah, definitely. Because like you said, it just elevates it that little bit. You know, it just gives you that little bit more.
Yeah.
But okay, so you know, let's just kind of try and break things down a little bit.
Yeah, let's really spoil some shit.
Let's spoil some serious stuff. So we'll start at the beginning. One of the first not at the very beginning, but one of the first sort of scenes you have with Nathan is where you're in his attic, where he's got all his treasures from throughout his adventures. Funnily enough, there's not that much really, considering he's doing so much shit.
Yeah, but it's all iconic though.
Yeah, exactly. And you get to walk around, you pick up all the bits and bobs and inspect it and do all that.
I'm curious to know, like, for people who, I'm assuming there are a lot of people who have jumped straight into Uncharted 4, how they thought about that scene, because I would imagine they'd just be like, oh, what's this? This is nothing. What's this?
You'd always think they're just trying to show you some items. Like, you know, you can inspect stuff, like, be ready for this throughout the game.
Yeah.
But obviously, if you've played any of the previous Uncharted games, you get that instant sort of nostalgia from it.
Yeah, I think it was nice for like people like us who have, you know, been with the series from the start.
Yeah.
And recognise.
I mean, I haven't played one. That was the only one that I never played.
Yeah. Well, I've got the platinum for all of them. So. So I think it was good for people like us, but maybe I don't know if that would resonate with people who haven't played it, but
I feel like most people will just, because I mean, with that scene as well, you're kind of forced to look at everything before you continue, aren't you? You don't just move out
before you do your fake gunplay thing.
Yeah,
shooting the little things on the top.
The little Nerf gun. That was awesome.
Yeah. I didn't know what was going on at that point.
Yeah,
where he's like, oh, they're coming.
Yeah,
the duck's behind the desk.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, the bit immediately after that was crazy.
Yeah.
Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah. I honestly thought, like, when they first put it on, I was like, oh, cool, they're playing Crash Bandicoot kind of thing. But you play it.
Yeah.
You play this little Boulder Dash level of Crash Bandicoot.
I don't know if you... Yeah, of course you finished it, otherwise you wouldn't be recording this. But there's a part later on in Uncharted 4, and I think Naughty Dog do this on purpose, where Drake's running towards the camera, and it's almost identical to the level in Crash.
Yeah, where is that? It is... He's running away from some giant bolt. No, it's the car, isn't it?
Yeah,
he's running away from the car. Yeah.
And because there's little fences to hop and things like that, and it's almost identical. And I just thought that was just great.
Really nice little nod.
The more things change, the more they stay the same.
I wonder if you can actually beat her score, Elena's score. I mean,
yeah, I don't know,
because I got like 35, and I think she had like 5,000 or something like that.
She's got 3,500.
Well, she has 35, and I was getting like 2 something, I guess. And I could tell I was missing some apples throughout the way, but I don't know.
You have
to do it perfectly.
I've never really played Crash, so...
It just makes me wonder. I wonder if you did beat it, what the dialogue would be like. Because that's another thing that Uncharted does amazingly.
True.
It's because there's always such great little moments of dialogue between characters. Even when you have Sam and Sully with you in moments throughout the game, and they talk in the background whilst you're kind of off doing your own thing as well. And it's just nice to have that kind of constant bit of interaction, really.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think another thing to mention, just quickly, is the graphics as well.
Yeah.
I think it's probably the best looking game of all time.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever played a game I'm not sure
what
else beautiful as that.
What else comes close to it, really?
Like, it was just, and it was so many moments where you step into the level and it's like, what? Unreal. Yeah. Like, Scotland was a really cool level.
Yeah, they didn't look like Scotland.
Didn't look like Scotland, but it looked cool. I've never been to Scotland, so I was like, cool, Scotland is nice.
I was like, oh cool, we're going to Scotland. Yeah. This doesn't look like my home.
And then obviously when you move on throughout the game, you end up going to Madagascar, and you see like that, the big mountains and all that kind of stuff, which is awesome. And I loved that level, driving around like freely. I felt like you can kind of...
Is that the big set piece? What are we talking about?
It's the bit where you first get to Madagascar and you're in the Jeep for the first time.
Oh, you're driving around.
And I feel like you could get through that level in a few different ways if you wanted to. Because I feel like I went some random way and I end up at the end. And I was like,
I feel like it's kind of like a fake open world.
Yeah.
Like there are different paths, but they all kind of funnel into the same place.
But I mean, like you said, it looked unreal.
Yeah, I kind of want to talk about that big set piece in the middle.
Which bit are you talking about?
I class it all as one set piece where you start in the town and the big armoured truck comes and it's shooting at you, and then you get away, you get into the Jeep, you're driving through the town, and then it kind of all ends with you hanging on to the back of a truck on a rope.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I think that is probably the best set piece in the entire series, but I feel like it's the only one Uncharted 4 actually had.
Yeah.
And that was kind of disappointing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, just generally, there wasn't as much action in this game compared to previous Uncharted.
I mean, Uncharted 2 was just bang, bang, bang.
Yeah, constant.
And even Uncharted 3 had
They've just kind of toned back more and more and more.
Yeah.
And I guess what they wanted to do was emphasise the story more, which I think they did.
Yeah.
But I think I don't know, it just kind of took away a little bit.
Should we talk, because we kind of talked about like gameplay and chapters and that, should we talk more about the actual story?
Yeah.
What did you think?
I actually loved the story. There was moments where I was just like, oh shit, I can't believe that happened. And then there was, by the end, it kind of like, it panned out how I thought it was going to pan out, except no one died.
Yeah, I thought someone was going to die. I kind of think they...
God knows how they don't die when it's like thunderstorming on these islands and they're like hanging on the cliff edges and shit.
Yeah.
But, I mean, overall, I loved the story.
I really liked Rafe and Nadine. I thought Rafe was just an arsehole.
Yeah, just an absolute prick,
it was just a great villain.
Yeah.
And I thought Nadine was really cool.
Yeah.
Especially when she's
like whoops you and Sam. Like,
at the same
kicks
time,
you out the window.
Yeah, what do you think of Sam?
I liked Sam.
Yeah?
Yeah, I really liked Sam, actually. I realised he lied to me, the bastard. But no, I really liked it. And I thought Troy Baker really fitted in well with with Nolan North as well. I mean, the two of them together are just...
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it's the two biggest voice acting you can kind of get. And I feel like Sam shone because of that. There was kind of moments where... I was just like, you fucking idiot. But for the most part, yeah, I really liked Sam.
Yeah, I don't know. I never resonated with Sam that much. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It just didn't click with me.
It was all the way from the start. When he like busts you out when you're in the mission and you're the kid, and he busts you out and he's like takes you to try and find your parents' thing, and then he obviously gets like, and it was the moment. Actually, I'm going to try and backtrack a little bit.
Go for it.
Right at the very start, one of the first missions you do where you're in the jail, and you had the bit at the end where you're escaping the jail and Sam gets shot and falls down. Yeah. And I was like, oh shit, Sam's dead. But obviously...
He's obviously not dead.
He's obviously not dead. And it was kind of after that, I was like, shit, that was... And he comes back 15 years later and he tells you the whole sob story about how his life's on the line and stuff. And I felt like, man, he's been stitched hard.
He has, but I don't know. I think I didn't kind of resonate with him because I saw the twist coming from a long way off.
Yeah, so I didn't see it. I think that's why I liked it.
And I think when the twist came... I thought it was going to be worse than what it was. I thought Sam was going to be, I'm actually working with Rafe because I want this treasure really badly. Yeah. And then it was just a little lie.
Yeah, it was like... So
I was just like, okay.
That's the thing, I almost felt like it was a bit unnecessary. Didn't really need to go to the extent. Because you even played the mission where you bust out of jail as Sam with, what's his face, the guy that's in jail with him.
Rafe?
No. When you're Sam...
Salazar.
Yeah. And you do that mission where it's absolutely mental and everything's blowing up and you're like escaping and shit.
Yeah. See, I think like another reason why... I mean, I still love the story, but I would rather Salazar had been the main sort of villain at the end.
Yeah,
because he was awesome.
Yeah, me too. I thought he was going to be the end villain kind of thing.
Because he's just like, do not worry, I will be there when you collect.
And you always expect him to you could see him walking onto the boat at the end, can't you?
It's like he's going to turn up at the last possible
minute. You literally just see him on top of Avery's boat. It's like, yeah, there he is.
Yeah. So I just thought of something pretty cool. Like, you could have had like Drake and both Drake, aren't they? Nate and Sam with Sully and Elena or whatever on this little boat going out of that little cave at the end with treasure. And then all of a sudden Sam gets shot and it's Salazar.
That's more what I thought would happen. Like someone's going to die. And even the moment where it looks like Sam could potentially be dead or he's going to die, Nate is like, nope. But not on my watch.
Yeah, I mean, the ending was... I did actually like the last couple of chapters. It's a shame that the couple before that were just long climbing sections.
Yeah,
did you have a problem?
They're very long.
Did you have a problem with the sliding section near the end?
There was a bit where there's a few gaps, isn't there? You have to do it a few times. Yeah, I fell down like 3 times.
Man, I fell down like 8 times. It's like ridiculous.
I was getting really confused. I was like, what am I doing wrong here?
It was not happening. The final boss fight.
Didn't do very well in that, I feel.
No.
There was moments where I got the hang of like the parrying left and right, because obviously it's a sword fight, isn't it? You and Ray have a sword fight. and then eventually it's basically you press triangle to block left, circle to block right. And I don't know, when he was going a bit mental, I just found I just kept like.
Yeah, there is actually a way to kind of cheat through that. If you just keep pressing triangle and circle just really quickly, they just counter all of it. Yeah, I didn't know that at the time, but I thought it was a good fight.
I thought it was good, but I thought, one little thing that bugged me was whenever you would counter and you would strike back as Nate, you would always do the same little 3 punch kick combo every single time, like without fail. And I was like, it would be nice if you could have just like mixed it up somewhat.
Yeah. No, I thought it was
like nitpicking here. Like
it was. The final fight was a lot better than Lazarevic in 2, and his bursting blue balls on the trees or whatever it was. And 3 wasn't too bad. That was just that fight with what's his name? I want to say it's Elliot, but I don't think that's right.
I can't tell you. I can't remember.
The crazy magic man who just disappeared into a wall, and there was no explanation for it.
Yeah. It's another thing actually. After the story ends, you get off the boat. Everyone's safe. It's all good. You all happily ever after.
Yeah.
My theory was like, well, you lot are the only people there who seem to know where this is. Take some gear, go back, get it. Loads of money there. All good. Who knows? But obviously, after the end, it goes into the epilogue, which I think will be cool to touch on briefly.
Yeah, briefly. We might be here a little while.
Yeah.
What did you think?
At first, I was a bit like, oh, there's more. Like, not really. But then by the end of it, I was like, that was pretty cool. I liked the little kind of tie off. I feel like that was.
When it loaded up with Crash again, I just thought, oh, it's going to let you play Crash while
during
the credits.
Yeah, I thought the exact same thing.
But then as I was playing Crash, I was like, what is this room?
Yeah,
it was a bit sort of weird, and I wasn't really too sure what was going on. But then as Cassie Drake stands up, it's like, this must be their daughter. It has to be. They
have a sweet house, they've obviously done very well for themselves.
PlayStation 1 is still working.
Yeah,
God knows what year that is in, but it's
got
still
the original
working.
casing as well, no cracks, no crash.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
But yeah, they have this beach house. You walk outside and the beach is right there. They've got another little house on the left. Boat.
An interesting thing of note, for those that might have missed it, is there is a Last of Us poster.
Yeah.
The poster says The Last of Us American Daughters, and it looks like there's a pregnant Ellie with a gas mask on. Who knows what to make of that? But
take it with a pinch of salt.
Yeah, I mean, Ellie wouldn't need a gas mask either because she's immune.
Yeah.
Spoilers for The Last of Us. But yeah, that's.
But then I liked it how, like, by the end of the epilogue, obviously, Cassie's trying to get into Nate's treasure wardrobe.
Yeah.
And she finds the book, obviously, because Nate's at the key. Then he comes in, he's a bit grey, all this kind of stuff, and it was just like, I don't know, I liked it.
Yeah, it was cool, and Naughty Dog have been kind of careful with their words because they've not outright said this is the last ever Uncharted. They're like, this is the last Nathan Drake Uncharted that we'll do.
Yeah.
So I can see them in 5-10 years. I don't think we'll see another Uncharted game for ages, but I think the franchise is so popular that we'll see another one, and it might even be Cassie Drake is 23 and Sully is 102, but he's
like,
still
it's
going.
Tomb Raider time.
Yeah, a little bit. But I think it's a nice way to tie up the series.
Yeah, I thought it was just like a nice end. Yeah, nice little sort of pop a pin in that. It's all good.
It is all good. It's probably a bit like this Spoilercast.
Yeah, definitely. Well, there's one thing I think I really want to talk about. I don't think we've touched on it yet. Is Uncharted 4's relation to Last of Us.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a big point because Last of Us was, for most people, one of the best games ever made.
Yes, especially for me,
pretty much flawless.
Yeah.
As our scores reflected back in the day, because we did 10 out of 10.
Yeah, we did.
And you obviously get a lot of influence in Uncharted 4 from Last of Us, and rightly so. Why wouldn't you? Because if Last of Us was that good, why wouldn't you try and incorporate as much as you could from that? Which I loved. What did you think overall?
In terms of its relation with The Last of Us,
yeah,
I feel like The Last of Us has ruined Uncharted for me.
Yeah, I
think The Last of Us was so good, and its story beats just ebbed and flowed perfectly because you'd have a moment of peace, and then it would just ramp up back to kind of peaceful and tranquil, but with sadness. Then it would ramp up.
So they got that pacing right.
That pacing was spot on with The Last of Us, and I think because that was so good, it's ruined Uncharted 4's because it was off pace.
Yeah.
It was far too long gaps of peace and tranquility.
Yeah.
And just endless rock climbing. That it ruined. The Last of Us has ruined Uncharted, but
and you could get away with that in Last of Us as well, because that's kind of like the aura and the theme that they had set was that's the kind of world we were in.
Yeah, and I don't think it matches Uncharted 4, especially with what came before. Maybe being a bit too harsh.
Yeah,
but you know.
And then, I mean, also, I suppose the fact that we should talk about the multiplayer for Uncharted 4 as well.
Yeah, why not? Go for it.
I'm really liking it so far. Again, there are clear similarities to Last of Us in terms of the actual action, how it plays out. There are a few new bits they've tried on Uncharted, like you can buy, I don't know what to call it. You can buy like mystical powers, you can buy companions,
brutes.
Yeah, and you can buy just grenades and gear, basically.
Yeah.
I quite like the mystical stuff. I thought, Uncharted's had some mystical shit going on.
Yeah, we've not actually spoke about that. No crazy...
No voodoo, nothing.
No space aliens, no blue people.
It was all about pirates, mate, and pirates are true.
Are we bothered?
Not really.
No.
Didn't really feel like I missed it. But it was nice to have it in the multiplayer. When it was in the multiplayer, it was kind of like, oh yeah, they had that shit before, which was cool, but...
I kind of got to chapter 18 and I was like...
Where's my aim?
There's no mystical stuff going to happen here, is there?
Yeah.
Nothing. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm quite happy with that decision. It's probably the right one.
Yeah.
To be honest,
it's like you get to the end of this game and you end up in this pirate cove of crystal blue water with Avery's ship full of gold. It's just awesome.
From the moment when Elena said, "I was going to be pirate ghost skeletons" or whatever, I knew that this is not happening. They're just joking around.
Can I just go back to one thing that I didn't mention, which really annoyed me?
What?
Those mummies that blew up.
Oh god, yeah.
How did you deal with them?
Not easily.
Joe found it very funny that I was dying constantly to these mummies. Every time I rolled and more just off.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. I kind of got a bit frustrated.
I was just like, this is a joke, right? Yeah. There was one moment where I obviously hit a checkpoint. There was a big guy down the end with a big shotgun or something.
Yeah.
And he was just coming down a tiny little alley.
Oh, I know exactly the point.
And I died 7 or 8 times.
I know exactly the point. Yeah, that wasn't easy.
But I digress anyway. So
imagine that one crushing.
Yeah.
Good God, man. There must be a way to just stay out of the way of them.
Yeah.
But I wasn't sure what triggered them either.
That's what I was confused about. I didn't know. I tried walking really carefully. I tried not rolling. It just seemed like they were going to go off regardless.
They were going off.
Every single one without fail.
Yeah, no, they were a bit annoying.
But
no more of them because there's no more Uncharted.
No Uncharted. I think other than that, I think we've pretty much covered everything. I mean, all in all, great game. You would do well to play it. I mean, we highly recommend you play it. Even with a few sort of flaws that we've mentioned, it's still a great game.
Yeah.
They've made something truly remarkable.
Yeah, we get it 4 out of 5 in our recommended sort of badge of honour. I imagine it will probably end up going on our best games list as well.
Yeah. But other than that, I think we will call it a day. And for all things Uncharted 4, stay tuned to Pause Was It.